Hello, it's Dr. Joel B. Gooden. Here we are doing survey meeting training, and we're in the second video. We're going to use the team-facing access. You should be able to press Control if you're using a PC and press the left click on your mouse. And it opened up on my other screen, so I'll just pull it over. And here's the only question that if they're a participant-facing survey, they won't see this. Otherwise, it's the only question that's different. Because this is team-facing, we're going to need to specify if it's time 1 or time 2. I'll say this is time 1 for us. And then we scroll down. And we might ask them at this point, have you consented to participate in the study? You would have read something like this, and we'll show it to them if they can see. Otherwise, we'll offer to read it to them again. It's the statement from Dr. Gooden about what the study includes, and I can read that to you. Obviously, you're just going to say it reads as follows, because your name is not Dr. Joel B. Gooden. That's me. There's only one, as far as I know. So just read it to them. Read slowly at a decent pace, but slow enough. You can always ask them, is this pace okay? And we're going to get through, obviously, the bold, what the study's about, what you'll be asked to do, risks, benefits, cost and compensation, confidentiality. Taking part is voluntary if you have questions, and statement of consent. And we also want to make sure that they get this in email if they use email. And just reaffirm that, have you consented yet? It's that the statement we read to you, and hopefully they'll say, yes, I've done that during my welcome meeting. They may not know what it was called, but I did that in the previous meeting. Okay, yes, I begin. Take the survey. And here we want their first and last name. If they ask why, it's so that we can track what they've done and what they haven't done. And if there's a problem with the survey along the way, we don't want them to have to retake any items, especially if they get a long way in. And so this is a way we can track. So Jennifer Fredericks is the name I've been using as an example. I don't know why. I don't know a person with that name. And let's say their birthday's today. All right. Put in their birthday for the same reason. We want their name and birthday. That's how we're tracking people. But when we get to the data and looking at what is actually in the data, we're going to separate and make sure they know this. We're going to separate any identifiable information, their name, their birth date, from the data, from the rest of their answers. And we're going to just put a code. And then only a few of us, the admins, will have access to the code and who that matches up to. In other words, their true identity if there were an issue, like an adverse event or something. We're here for you. We're going to talk about the survey assistant if they're not familiar with this. I'm your survey assistant in this case. Some of the options to consider are like these. And these are the 3 options I've talked about in the previous video. Thank you for agreeing to take the survey. When you read questions about God, please consider whatever higher power, life force, or deity that aligns with your personal values. We're not pushing any specific religion or belief system in our study. So you want to read through it word by word. If they want you to skip a portion, you can offer that, and they can say, will you skip to the end of that? This means that you can also take the survey in segments, like 30 minutes one day and 30 minutes a different day. Definitely want to emphasize this, but if they're not taking this on their own with minimal involvement from the team, then these issues are much less important to read word for word every single thing. In fact, this would be kind of awkward if you're entering all their answers for them. they may say, well, why does that matter? So this is mainly for somebody that's taking it primarily on their own, with just check-ins by phone or something. So it asks us to validate. Click yes. It's okay to take a break. Again, we're encouraging that. Moving between questions. Here's where we introduce a specific type of question, the slide-in question. First, we're going to tell them they have buttons at the bottom of the page, next and back. And next and back are limited to the degree that they can only go back so far as item block will let them go back. They can't go back past a block. So a long way back, they can't go back to the very first question, for instance, if they proceeded halfway through or something. And in the sliding questions, those are questions that are sort of presented a different way, and they're going to use the arrows on the side of the question card to proceed or to go back as needed to change an answer. You won't see a lot of that, but here I see demographic information. We should have gotten that out of the way in the welcome meeting, so I'll delete that. These come in set, so you can use the arrows next to the slide to manually advance or go back. So here's just a note about that. The slide in example is what we're going to show them next. Does this look like a multiple choice question? They should say yes. Did you notice this question slide into view from right to left? Yes. Okay, good. Now if they want to go back, we can show them. We encourage them to try clicking the small arrows like this and this. Okay, when you reach the end of the set, you'll click next to proceed. Do you feel confident about answering these slide-in items later? Yes. Okay, and then click next. Just now you may have been tempted to click below the question to see a new question, but the next question was served to you. The question slid to the center of your screen. Now do you feel ready to answer questions like this? Yes, I'm ready. Or no, I'm confused. Let's just see what would happen if we clicked there. Slide-in items will continue to appear until that set of items is finished. When no new items appear, press the next button to proceed. Here we said, no, I'm confused, and we asked them to reach out for support in that case. And then when your issue is resolved and you're ready to continue, click next. So we don't send them out of the survey. We let them continue. All right, and we'll start here in the next training. Thank you.